involved in Decentraland, those sort of metaverses, it's almost like, I don't want to use the word crapshoot, but it's, let me plant seeds in Decentraland, let me plant seeds in Sandbox, let me plant seeds here and there. And it's not much different than traditional real estate. Back in the day, you're looking, okay, Toronto proper or big city proper, and you're looking at where the value is and where potential developments are going to occur, and where planning is going, and all that. So that's kind of how
do you guys want to do
do
you guys want to do Decentraland
real estate kind of
or
know-how,
would you guys rather do,
and I transfer that to the metaverse. But in the end of the day,
the regular stage format on their website,
on Sandbox or whatever it may be, it is a little difficult to evaluate value and potential value.
Indeed, I think a lot of it's speculative. And
so let me pause the speakers real quick, but this is what Decentraland looks like. So right now I'm in Decentraland. Don't mind my graphics. I need to upgrade the graphics card. No big deal. But we got some people in here. This dude was just checking me out just a minute ago. Kind of funny. Every so often. This guy's frozen, it looks like. Anyways, would you guys rather do Decentraland, or would you rather do regular stage? This guy looks like he just dropped off. Oh, somebody else popped in. As long as I can hear it, it's fine with me. Cool. The vault here too. Hey, baby. Yeah, what's going on? We got a lot of YouTubers, influencers, and amazing people in the audience. Non-Fungible Wonderful. Hello, Kay. We have Black Demon. We got a lot of people. Welcome, everybody. The Decentraland actually stream is actually quicker than the actual website, so that's something to note. So the only difference is we can actually see everybody chatting in the event. So how do you on this platform? Not to be desired. Let's see. Pineapples. Is decentralized world infinite? Will there be more land created?
They've raised.
Let me know how their volume is coming in. Can you guys hear these speakers really well?
Being a whole full-fledged real estate kind of investment firm, blockchain
in the event, it looks better in the event than on Decentraland, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's too bad that Yuan wasn't here to
okay, we got one vote for the stage format.
It's unfortunate, but regardless, I still think it was a valuable discussion. And oh, Mike, you're back.
Someone for me or for you? From the chat just said something very interesting. Implementing this in your own city, where to start? I think that
and this is the stage.
Cities want to make real estate more available to have as an investment platform.
Let me know how their audio is.
For other developers, Tori,
is it too
that
loud?
Might be interested in doing this, where do you think that they can start, or how can kind of communities look to kickstart this process?
So in regards to the tokenization of real estate, or the NFT aspect, I mean, there's a lot of good companies. Labs, for example,
appreciate it. VeVe Edge 23. Thank you so much.
Discuss this with to reach out to and kind of see how they would be able to
this is true.
Create a token for a specific project. So I would recommend reaching out to Glenn Wong at Labs.
This one actually has like a little bit of a delay.
Get started in that aspect.
Audio is good.
Obviously,
thank you so much.
There is a lot of people in the market right now trying to develop this. I'd be weary and leery as to who
small because the character is far.
Sort of these things with.
I could
But for
like
the
jump
most part,
down.
if you guys are interested, shoot me a
I
message.
wish you could like
you can follow me
fly.
on
You know what I
Twitter,
mean?
and I would be able to have a discussion with you offline, kind of where to start. Potential.
So Tori, we've got lots of questions for you, but we're just about out of time. But one more quick question: if you had 2 sentences to answer, we've talked about a future where all assets are going to be on the blockchain. Not in this panel, but in general, where someone can buy a $10 share in the Empire State Building and trade it for $10 of Marina Bay Sands with a liquid market, and basically all real estate in the world being interoperable. I wonder your thoughts on how long is this is tokenizing real estate going to take to be adopted by the masses for all assets to be on the blockchain?
I personally, Mike, I see it in the next 5 to 10 years. There is a lot of obviously movement in the space right now.
Like Demon, thank you for the sub. Appreciate you.
Traditional real estate agents, traditional real estate companies, lawyers, and whatnot. Because what this is going to allow us to do, if we move everything to the blockchain, the intermediaries are going to be taken away. There may not be a need for lawyers, real estate agents, anything of this nature, because blockchain will allow the transparency and the sort of structure to allow this to take place without these intermediaries and cut costs, reduce time. So I'm saying 5 to 10 years. Let's hope.
Awesome. Tori, thank you very much for taking the time. Great to chat as always. Connor, thank you for stepping in. Looking forward to the next panel on sports and culture.
Great, guys. Thanks for having me. Take care.
Thank you.
Ooh, here we go.
Everyone in the audience, we're going to be taking a quick break, and then we'll be talking about sports and culture afterwards.
Yeah, we are. David Hughes up next, baby. Here we go. I think 3 to 5 years. Hi, everybody. Yo, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. We just chilling. Yo, this Decentraland, though, in the meantime. Pretty cool. Release. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate you. Kid Surf, where you going? Kid Surf, where you going? I can actually like talk to this guy. Hi, what's going on, Kid Surf? Hope you're doing good, man. I'm streaming on the tube right now as well. So you're like live on the tube. I like your avatar. Oh, snap. Woo! Thank you, Gertonian man, for the super chat. Appreciate it. Go back to the stage. We're all set up on the volume. Oh, he's going back. He said, "Wait, does this dude? This dude doesn't work for Decentraland, does he? Or has he just got this hoodie?" What's this I'm watching? We're waiting on David Yu to come up next on stage. See, it says stream starting now, but they're also streaming it directly to Decentraland. So this is like an event center, and they're able to stream directly in this event center. So you can actually join. I know ECOMI has been quiet last 3 years, but I wonder how long the VeVe was in the making. Same. Seems like they've been working on everything for a few years, and like it's like they have everything kind of thought out. So very cool. $5 for his B-Day, $5 worth of more OMI. Yes, Johnny Dunn already knows what's up. I want to look at my collection on Decentraland, LOL. Yeah, it'd be fun. So far I've done Decentraland and Somnium. And then the only one I haven't, I guess, been in is now Sandbox. So kind of interested to see what that looks like. LOL, JK, sports and culture, football, NFL. Barry says, sweet. Yeah, so this is the Decentraland. You can actually chat in here and everything. Like, you can say hello, what's going on, all that cool stuff. So that's pretty cool. I just don't know how to toggle, like, out. Where's this guy going? He's just chilling. He's pacing. Oh, now he's running? I didn't know you could. Whoa, he's glitching. Oh, no, he's leaving. This is so cool, though, by the way. I just joined as a guest. Let's see if I can find. We're still waiting. He's in. We'll be broadcasting shortly. Team VeVe says Robble Kiflu. ECOMI is my homie. Yeah, we got a lot of VeVe people up in there. Club Mix India, thank you for the sub. Appreciate you. Hang tight, just waiting for all the speakers to join. Very excited for this panel. I wish we could. I don't think we can yet. I think they have to build some kind of a bridge into Decentraland, but we'll see in the future. I really hope so, but I think it will come down to licensing, the licensors and how they can work that out. Just because they want to protect their intellectual property. So I imagine they have one of these platforms that really takes off, that these licensors will really work with. I imagine no pooping. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate you. Let's do this as Poor Man Printing. Welcome to the house. David Mendina, thank you as well. John Cap, thank you for the subs. Subs all. High fives all around, guys. High fives, chest bumps all around. Firm handshakes and nods to the community right now. Yes, let's do this. Let's go. All right, so let's see. How do we? I'd like to tinker around in this thing more. I just don't know. Oh, what did I just do? I guess I hid the UI. How do I get it back? Oh, there we go. Night mode, controls. Yeah, we need controls. See if they're back online. Yo, appreciate it for the sub. Jean Etienne. Probably pronounced that not so well. But I try. BB fam up in here. Cryptomaniac, what's up, Bromy? What is going on, everybody? Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, Pookie Baby? What's the beer of the day? Says Adam, awesome face. Tyler Smith, thanks for the sub. Appreciate you. Everyone is here. Yo, what's up, NFT Pirates? How's it going? Nice group here today, for sure. VeVe Agent 23. VeVe, hashtag VeVe Art Show. Hashtag Team VeVe Art Show. All we need is Stocks V2 in here, in the house now. We'd have a full crew. All right, let's see if we can figure this out. Switch between first and third, open backpack. B, close the emotes. C and L. And enter, whatever. It doesn't even say what that says. Tap, make map. Click the world to lock the cursor and control your avatar's view. Escape. D to control panel. World. Oh, I see. Okay, I see what's going on here. I see what's happening here. You're face to face with greatness. You don't even know how you feel. It's adorable. When you're standing next to a demigod. What can I say except you're welcome? I already picked out my land close to the coast. Just saying, VeVe verse. Dang, you already have some land, Poor Man Printing? Why don't you invite us to the party, bro? See if anybody said anything up in here. What's up, Sam? Oh. Please don't dream. You won't have an announcement. Is this Decentraland? Yeah, it's Decentraland. It looks like they're streaming it also on Decentraland. Thank you, FL, for the sub. Appreciate you. Let's get back into my headset here so I can hear what's going on. Ooh, ooh. Oh. Ooh.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the next panel of the day for the GDA NFT Summit.
Hashtag Diamond
Thank you
Hands.
so much to GDA Capital for hosting such great conversations over the course of the day. This is the sports and collectibles panel. So maybe we'll start with a few introductions. I'll kind of go first. I'm the host of the panel. My name's Mike Grantis. I run a crypto intelligence company called CryptoWeekly.co. I've been in the crypto space since about 2016, but recently just took a kind of a big interest in the NFT space. And so I'm working on a pre-release project right now called Crypto Revolution. That's a game card, kind of collectible game card design that kind of brings in some aspects of the world of the Magic cards and some aspects of the board game Catan into a great kind of gameplay environment. So that's a little bit more about my background. Maybe David, you can give an intro on yourself, and then we can go to Matthew.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that, Mike. Good morning and good evening. My name's David, co-founder, CEO of VeVe. Basically, VeVe is a e-commerce platform for home of premium NFT digital collectibles. We give basically users easy access to collectibles through the palm of their hand on mobile device. What we really do is we're a platform with an end-to-end solution, and the journey really allows the users to come and participate in fandom. And what we really believe in is everyone is fan of something, from a movie action hero or to a comic superhero. And basically, the NFT collectibles are designed to be like the physical one. They are available in 3D and brought to life through the augmented reality, and you can share that through the photo feed in our app or through other social media outlets. And that's what we do.
Thanks, David. Matthew?
Appreciate you too.
Yeah, hey guys. So I'm
subs.
Matt. I'm the brand lead for VeVe Motorsport. I guess prior to this, I had a somewhat lengthy-ish career in motorsport, racing everything from Formula 3 to GT3s, and I'm actually fairly new to the whole crypto and blockchain space. I joined Animoca in October last year, so just gone about 9 months now. But I'm working as the brand lead for VeVe Motorsport, which is essentially the motorsport token on the blockchain, with NFT games such as F1 Delta Time, officially licensed games, MotoGP Ignition, and Formula E. So yeah, great to be here and tell you guys a bit more.
Awesome. Well, great to have you. We're also waiting on one other person that's hopefully going to hop in soon. His name's Kazim Atala. He's the co-founder and CEO of Iconic Sports. So if he comes in, we'll give him a second to introduce himself. But if not, we can just kind of keep this conversation going with the three of us. So the first thing I wanted to bring up or ask is, when we talk about blockchain, I always refer to it as the next generation of the internet. And when the internet was invented, we didn't really know what the long tail was going to bring of the types of innovation that would come from it. And I think we're clearly seeing that right now with NFTs and in the advancements in the NFT space. So I'd love to understand from you guys, where do you see the NFT space evolving to in the next 5 to 10 years? Maybe David, if you don't mind
Yeah, I mean, the NFT space has been out, really in the public knowledge for a good 6-8 months, but it's going back as far as like 2016, 17 with CryptoKitties coming out. We definitely do see this as a brand new class of digital assets, and because of this, there's many ways companies and brands are thinking. And one major thing is how to incentive bias behavior, and it's a way for companies now to able to monetize their digital content. From music, from movies, from artworks. We have seen a lot of these other individuals, talent people coming up. So it's a whole spectrum. And we really believe that it's a new digital class. It will be here for a while, and we'll see it evolve as we come.
Absolutely. Well, Kasim, nice to have you join us. Might have been some technical difficulties on the way in, but we just kind of got started. We just kind of got started, introduced ourselves, and a little bit of our background and how we got into the crypto space. So if you don't mind, maybe we can hear your background and some of the things you're working on with Iconic.
No, definitely, Mike. Sorry for the technical issue.
Hashtag soon.
Sometimes it happens as a hiccup. But yeah, I'm the founder, CEO of Iconic. We are a fan engagement platform whereby we focus ourselves 100% on all sports and all entertainment to bring under one roof, Mike. We have seen a huge issue, problem, requirement, needs in that field over the last 4 years. So we didn't, join that sector because of the, COVID, like many companies has done. The problems, exist over the last 20 years. We believe there has to be a better fan engagement ecosystem platform that fulfills the needs and requirements of the three target groups. From one hand, the rights holders, clubs, idols, celebrities, leagues, etc., the fans, and last but not least, the brands. And that's why we have set up Iconic. And, we use many different technologies to build the platform, from native iOS, Android, PHP.NET, and of course, as well, other technologies like blockchain. And that is how we got into the blockchain sector as well, Mike.
Amazing. And one of the things that got me into the NFT space specifically is how it's really flipping a lot of business models on their head. Where I think of traditional business models as how much value you can extract from your customers. NFTs, I think, are allowing companies to start focusing on how much value we can bring to our customers. And so I'd like to hear, from anybody on the panel, how do you guys see NFTs tying into the fan experience and bringing value to fans?
Yeah, so Mike, we really see a huge engagement now with brands. Now, just to start off, a lot of the brands understand values and propositions and what they want to deliver to their consumer. They're just trying to figure out this new nascent space of how to deliver it the best proper way. I mentioned earlier about the incentive bias behavior, and it's really, if you add up all the brands, they have decades, if not centuries worth of content. And it's how they now can bring some of the old content and monetize it and bring it, the experience that you probably once first know of a superhero. When you read the comic, how does it originate with you, bring it to life through a different medium of ownership, through the digital and the fandom. And a lot of the brands are trying to work out what is the best proper way to do it, shall I say.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, just to kind of linger on that point for a little longer, you said these brands have years of kind of intellectual property built up. And it's hard to put a value on that without really doing a deep dive on, the fundamentals of the business and how many people are viewers and whatnot. So how are NFTs allowing brands to more transparently monetize their brands and put a value to the brand IP that they've built?
Yeah, so the value side of things is number one. Now everything's all very fast-paced, moving, direct to consumer. The NFT allows the brand owner directly to speak to their audience very fast through delivery, through blockchain or digital means, and more importantly, is about the transparent of the ownership and the transfer. And we all know about having the ownership is only one thing, and having that authenticity, and the scarcity is another thing. So for brand, finally, instead of just going, well, here's a t-shirt, it's an open edition now. Through blockchain, through these scarcities that you're minting, it allows brand owners really to be very open. Hey, this is really a run of 5,000 edition or something. And we already see this in the very traditional world. So it's nothing actually very new. It's just a new way to deliver to all across the world and the globe. And we've seen that with our platform, that the delivery mechanism reaches to 185 different countries all at once. So the exitable for consumers much faster. So we're living in 24/7 almost now, constantly. Internet is streaming content non-stop, and this will continue for these brand owners to move to this new medium space.
Mm-hmm. Would anybody else like to build on that, or should we can move on?
I was just gonna to tag one point on the back of that. I think for a lot of the brands, it's I guess a unique way to kind of tap into communities that they have and that they actually might not know exist from traditional from their traditional communities who are getting into the space, and for the blockchain space as well, to kind of get engaged with some of these platforms. Like with our F1 Delta Time game, for example, we have a very strong community of blockchain users, but we're starting to see that migration of people who are traditionally F1 fans come in and trying to understand the space and understand how they can interact with these officially licensed F1 products, and kind of I guess is a new way to interact, and that's really exciting to see how we can kind of build on that as the space grows.
Yeah, I think you bring up a really good point. The fact that NFTs have really been a great bridge for the non-crypto native user, right? People have been, collecting for example, the Dapper Labs NBA Top Shots that don't really know anything about crypto, but just want to have access to their favorite player, their favorite sports moment. So maybe, Kasim, if you don't mind, kind of touching on how NFTs provide this bridge, this way of bringing in the traditional sports fan, the traditional gamer, fan into the world of crypto, and how that's going to help the entire ecosystem in the long run.
No, definitely, Mike. And I believe it's actually more than a bridge, right? If you look at the NFTs, it's with many things that starting into the market as a new thing, like it's like a hype. So if we look at when the first tokens came out, in 2017, the ICO, it became an ICO hype, right? A different way of raising money. I mean, it was only this, how could we raise other money? There could be equity sale, bond issue, it could be crowdfunding. And this was another way of, okay, we issue tokens, and yes, let's jump on the wagon. And that was the hype thing, right? Again, utilizing an ecosystem of investors, how we could raise this money actually in the market. And that is how I see as well the NFTs. I mean, like David already said, there are, now an opportunity for, brands, for rights holders to monetize the assets that they have. And like Matthew said, from F1 licenses, etc., whereby fans could buy different products. And for me, NFT, you have seen it. It became a hype, and it became a hype because of, oh wow, we can make money. It was not really utilizing a solution. It was more like, how can we make money? I mean, that's the bottom line that I can see it of as a tweet, a Twitter tweet that sold for $2.6 million. I mean, what do you buy there, right? We coming from the sport and entertainment world, you know, and if you are a sport and entertainment side and you looked at the old days when you were on the school, you know, you were doing the player cards or the panini or whatsoever, you wanted to buy them. It was, like you said, a scare element that had only 10, 50 or 100 of those. Like a Babe Ruth signed baseball. There was only one, you know, from the championship that, you know, that he maybe did the record of home runs that you said, oh, that's the only one. And that's where we believe. We believe in physical goods, like Matthew was saying, that, you know, hey, this is a physical good signed by the driver, by the player, by the celebrity, etc. And what we see NFT does is actually like a covenant. How do you know that this ball or this product was signed by the relevant driver, player, celebrity, etc.? And that is where the NFT comes in. It on the blockchain that, okay, it was minted by you know, that relevant rights holder, idol, owner, or whatsoever. So, you know, see where it comes from. You know, how you can see how many there were. There is a description, there is a background, and when it's further sold, then, you know, you can see, okay, that is a real product. You see that as well with paintings, right? You know, from Picasso, Rembrandt, which was painted 500 years ago. How do you know it was them? You know, you need to get through a lot of process. Even the new ones, how do you know it is 20-year-old, you know, that was painted and asking a lot of money for it? And that is how we actually, you know, bridge the gap from the people that loves collectibles, now bring it digitally and then get the digital world involved in the non-fungible token, the NFTs, that, you know, it's the real McCoy. And you can pay with a fiat currency, with a cryptocurrency. And I think that's a great bridge between, let's say, the collectible physical world and the digital side that shows that is the real product itself.
Yeah, I think you bring up some really great points there, and you know, definitely one of the most important things about NFTs on the blockchain is the authentication, right? Making sure that something is real. But I think equally as important is ownership. Not just that it's real, but who is in possession or ownership of this, right? The old adage goes, possession is 9/10 of the law. And maybe that's true in the physical world for some items, but if you can prove ownership on the blockchain, you know, it can provide a lot more value. So if anybody wants to hop in on that, kind of the importance of digital ownership
for the love,
on
David,
top of just authentication of, you know, value.
Yeah. So you know, the importance of the digital intangible ownership we're talking about, or, you know, back in 1975, intangible assets only accounts for about 17% of a company's asset value. But now if you look at all the corporate companies around the world, it's up to 90% of the company's intangible digital value. It could be their branding, their goodwills, and the power of these become tremendous value for a company. So when you put it from the other perspective and the other side, as us as individuals, I mean, how can we build some of that wealth? How can we build some of those intangible digital ownership and have value true into our life? And, you know, a lot of now independent artists or brands we're talking about, they can digitalize music, artwork, their old assets, what they have. And we will see many other forms of digitalization coming out. For example, we're doing digital collectibles. And the most important thing is about the transparency. And it's no longer just about the first sale. So for a brand or for artists, it's about authenticity. Which we talked about, you know, is this real? Now, for the buyer side, they want to know, apart from if this is real, the scarcity of it. How many is minted? Is this going to be one of a kind that you promised me? But in between this gap here, in the middle, there's also the traceability. So because it doesn't really just stop in the first transaction, we will see continuous ownership transfers, and people want to see, just like how your property, your vehicle, your house, some of them have records for decades, if not centuries. So users want that ability to see the transparency after the first sale. And I think a lot of these, the possessions of ownership that you're talking about, the 19th in the law, is that people want to feel they are buying something with a true value, apart from scarcity, but all the provenance. And you probably understand, in the art world, a lot of these artists become super famous because it's very subjective, but a lot of them do pick who is their buyer, who is the last owner of this digital asset is quite important. So for example, if I own a digital collectible that was once owned by a celebrity or a super famous star and is shown on somewhere in the blockchain, or some sort of creation is proved it's being held by these people, it adds new intrinsic value and goodwills to it. And these ownership will become more and more clear. And I think it will be amazing. And that's what the importance is. It is verify that ownership and having that value unlocked.
Yeah, I think you bring up great points. And, to touch on that ownership piece, you brought up a point that I didn't really even think of, which is the past ownership, right? If you think of a celebrity's car having more value because they drove it, usually that only goes back to the last person that owned it. But if you have an immutable record from the inception of that good or that piece of art, of all the celebrities that have owned it and the people in the past, the value could continue to increase, tenfold. And with the royalties built into an NFT, that artist can continue to make more and more on the transaction of their products. Matthew, I'd like to single you out quickly. No disrespect to anybody else on the panel, but Matthew, you're clearly the most decorated professional athlete on the panel. And so I'd like to ask you, what was it that made it click for you to kind of move from the world of professional sports to professional motorsports to the world of NFTs? And if you had a piece of advice that you would give to any other professional athlete looking to delve into the space, what would it be?
Well, I guess the short answer to that first question is I never quite made it to Formula One. So now having, being able to own my own F1 car in F1 Delta time, I guess fulfills that dream a little bit. So I have to thank
F3 works.
But yeah, no, I think what really kind of sold me was the fact that we're really designing and building a full racing experience with what we're doing with Rev Motorsport. We obviously have our three pillars of F1, MotoGP, and Formula E, but we're then also building out a kind of wider experience within the platform itself, whether that's bringing in drivers, bringing in teams, manufacturers, to really have a kind of a fan universe, let's say, where people are able to race their cars, trade, sell, and kind of put their cars on show as well.
Race my DeLorean,
I think
baby.
for a lot of athletes that want to get into the space, I think it's important, and I think I kind of wish this was more of a thing back when I was racing, is going back to that discussion before about community and being able to kind of engage with a new audience, and have that kind of engagement that you wouldn't necessarily have in a traditional sense, where it becomes a little bit more personal. And I think identities play a really big part in NFTs, and I think you're seeing that with a lot of different projects. Like, for example, with Sandbox, one of our projects with Animoca, a lot of the land, might be owned by a Pranksy or a Avenged Sevenfold or the Winklevoss twins, and all the land around it, all of a sudden, that picks up value purely because it's associated with some of these, some of the big names in the
and
space.
then it's a racetrack.
So I think having that kind of community aspect and being able to kind of engage with a new new group of audience. I think that's very important for a lot of athletes that want to come in.
Beautiful. Well, I think, staying on the same topic, almost of, I want to call it pay to play games, right? Because we know esports is one of the fastest growing, mediums of entertainment there is. But I don't think people fully understand how NFTs will incorporate into that pay to play type of game. So if you want to talk about maybe F1 Delta Time as an example of how people are paying for their actual race cars and using those to race against others, and then maybe talk about, because I know some of the prices on not just this game, but other games are starting to really creep up. Maybe talk about some of the long-term ROIs that can actually come from buying a digital asset like that. And if I could hear from the other two afterwards, I'd love to hear your perspectives as well.
Sure. Yeah, I think with F1 Delta Time, I think we've seen something really unique. The first car that we sold was called the 111, and actually the buyer of that was Metacoven. The guy behind the $69 million Beeple art. So he was an early adopter of our project, which was really exciting to see. And then that was the kind of the apex tier, the one-of-one cars. Obviously, we have the different levels of rarities, which then, essentially how the game works is you buy a car, a driver, and a set of tires, and you can actually race them on track to be able to earn some rev at the end of, which is our utility token, which you earn at the end of an event, depending on where you place on the leaderboard. Some of these guys who are, early into the game are earning, tens of thousands of rev a week. And for the guys that don't necessarily want to play the game, you can actually stake your NFTs to earn passive income. So the play to earn model is really kind of prevalent in our game, and it's kind of a proven model within F1 Delta Time. And we're going to be obviously translating that across to all our different games as well, with MotoGP Ignition, Formula E, and Rev Motorsport.
Awesome. Can I maybe just pose a similar question to David and Kasim about, and I know this isn't necessarily the topic of our panel, the kind of esports, but how do you guys see the world of NFTs kind of tying into pay to play and maybe even allowing fans to become part of whatever they are a fan of, right? Becoming more engaged in their team or their sport or their kind of favorite brand. How do you see NFTs really, working in that space and actually providing yield into the future, ROI?
A big part about able to tokenize something and have true value in the global reach, like Matt has mentioned, for us, we put in scarcity, number one, but we also don't want to price out these NFTs so newcomers, they feel too scared or this F1 car went too high. Anyone have the ability to earn that and to get to that level we putting together a master collectors program in our own app. And one of the key points is all really about incentive, behavior of a user, how you can give rewards. And, we are constantly and carefully monitoring these behaviors from users. And then we adapt to it. The industry that we are in right this moment, as you probably all know, it's going through a huge adoption phase. So a lot of the data that's coming in, whether it's coming a big portion from the crypto enthusiasts or the real true fans, we see around 67 to 70% of our users are actual fans of a brand. So now for us is to build that brand experience and how we incentivize them to keep them coming back. We do have a utility token that we use for the early contributor who participate, and basically they have seen, throughout the last 12 months, a good surge of how they being rewarded for their early adoption to our ecosystem. Now is about opening more and more of these different staking programs or royalties or incentives. We really believe that the economy in this tokenization world will be driven by incentive on the behavior of the users. And the more we give out, this economy is going to look quite different, because your loyalty is no longer just competing on price. As you know, and we know, that a lot of these crypto investors or crypto holders, they are very deep pocket. Some of them got into crypto very early in age. So when they're buying these artwork or bidding for these NFTs, they think different. They value things very differently. So it's really understanding that, and we'll continue to move where we need to. But we also need to ensure that the mass market adoption is going to meet that, so they don't get priced out to go, oh wow, this thing is really for just purely whale or speculations purpose.
Hey Kazim, I wanna quickly ask you, just specifically about an industry that's so tied in with sports, which is gambling, sports betting. A $200 billion a year industry. Do you see NFTs playing a big role in the sports gambling space?
I mean, I have a different view on how to introduce NFTs in different markets. Again, going back on the esport, the question that you asked, Mike, and what Matthew and David already answered in different ways. I think what happens is I think the market, like David said, is trying to reinvent itself, right? It's trying to see how we can utilize NFTs in different sectors. So if that is collectibles, if that is esport, if that is gambling, as you say, but not looking really what you trying to solve. Are you trying to solve? So there is two kind of people, right? If you look at the NFTs, one who are really collectibles, who are really eager to collect something that they believe in, that they're a fan, so they want to collect that signed jersey or that signed car or that signed ball or whatsoever, which they love, which they want to keep because they are a fan of 10, 20, 30 years of that club, of that idol, of that player whatsoever. Then you have the other side, which is, which a lot, already mentioned during this call, whereby it said, the scarcity of the NFT, it will, put up the price, how we can utilize it in the esport, that, people, because in the esport, people are already buying, a lot of different goods, which they're doing for the last, 5-10 years. So there's no difference there. And utilizing with an NFT, it makes it better. Again, where does it come? Is it real? How it is? And that's the same thing with gambling, right? Many companies are looking at it, how to utilize it, what to do with the NFT, because at the end of the day, people are already gambling 10 years, and people are looking now, maybe, we can put a utility behind the NFT that gives an X amount as an affiliate, but there is already an affiliation program, or there is a passive income, like Matthew was saying. And I think the potential is there. There are, which we are aware of due to the fact of our sport and entertainment fan engagement platform. We believe in rewarding the loyal fans, winning prizes, winning meet and greet, winning VIP tickets. These are all the stuff that can be, initiated through our platform. And with the gambling area itself, that, you can add more than just winning money. Then I think you get a sexy product that, okay, I can gamble, but at the same time, the product allows me that I can, win a VIP ticket, season ticket, meet and greet, because at the end of the day, I gamble for a football match because, one, I want to win, but also I watch football, or I watch tennis, or I watch Formula One. And I think utilizing the right structure and putting the right solution for that NFT, for that relevant sector, there will be definitely a huge opportunity in that field as well, which is, in US alone, the sport betting, they believe that in the next 3-4 years, it's $100 billion plus market. So you can imagine how people will jump on that wagon, Mike.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, gentlemen, we are almost at time. I do have one more quick parting question. It's been an absolute pleasure talking with all of you. Kind of tongue in cheek, are NFTs in a bubble, or are we just getting started?
Well, in general, I don't think we are actually in the bubble. We do have some inflation issues. Some of these prices are slightly getting out of hand, but we will continue to see good quality NFT projects and NFT works continue to rise. Saying that, we're going to have a lot of new individuals coming into the space. And it doesn't mean if it doesn't sell out or the NFT is not so popular, it's creating bubble. It's really just over supply and demand issue. If you have a rough of supply, now there's a lot of more options. People are not having to buy everything. It doesn't mean the whole thing is reversed. I think there will be lots of creation coming out. This is definitely an industry that's going to be here for a long time because there's many ways to digitalize NFTs in many different sectors, into fintechs, to music, to streaming, filming, art, culture, everything, every aspect of it.
That's amazing. Well, I think we're just about at time. I haven't got the kickoff yet, so maybe I'll give you one more parting question. I kind of alluded to this at the very beginning, but I'd like to hear from all of you what you're most excited about in the NFT space. What type of developments, what type of human rights things potentially are you most excited to see in the next 5-10 years?
Steve Irwin, NFT conservation.
I mean, if I look at from our end, as mentioned, we again from the sport and entertainment sector, I talk about, Mike. It's really the real fans, right, who are really looking for collectibles. If you look at the market, the collectible market is a massive market, and to make sure there's no fraud, to make sure there is, the real owner, like the panel already was mentioned several times, who owned it first, and then. The next owner, etc. And that's what really we are excited about, because there is no, the blockchain, the NFT side, to digitalize the physical collectible, that I'm buying something real. I know where it comes from, how it is, instead of going on the website and said, oh yeah, this is signed by, you have these pawn shops, you have this program on TV, and then they come and they say, oh yeah, this was signed by, okay, but how do you know? Okay, how do we check? So that will change, and that is the exciting part, I believe, to make sure that's not faint cut, that is the real McCoy. Again, I think that is an amazing opportunity for the real fans. Again, there are 2 points of bias, I think, for the NFTs. One, who are real people that, wants the solution, that are, if it's a collectible or some other assets, whatever it is. And you have the other ones, they buy it for as an investment. And I think, how that market,
I'm not sure if you
because everybody jumps on it, they make a digital thing and say, oh yeah, this is an NFT. But the digital things, they have been existing for a long time. What did you change? What did you solve actually, And I think that's the most important. But for us, the exciting part, there is a real solution to make sure that what I buy as a real fan, that this is the helmet signed by the driver or jersey worn by the Champions
Look at
League
David
final.
thinking. He's like,
whatever the final is. And I think that is the market will change.
David's got a word in there
for the real fans to get really into this sector itself, Mike.
And for us, we really see the digital layer is going to be surrounding us. We really believe the wearable device, the virtual reality glasses in years to come, when you put it on, what do you want to see apart from your email and your text message? You really want to see the surrounding digital characters, things that you love and you grow up, like everyone has mentioned the fandom. You want to see the Batman standing next to it. You want to see the superheroes all surrounding. And there will be multitude of these new layers of space and allow us to very similar to the Ready Player One movie, that you're really walking into the metaverse and gamification. Things that we are working on is hugely will be in gamify, how we make this more entertaining, how we can get this user incentively come into this world. And that's what we really believe, that there will be this immersed market. And as long as you make NFT accessible, easy to be able to be purchased and through mobile or tablets, just much more easier way to get new adoption to the mass market. The faster we can do that, the bigger the market is going to grow.
I think you're muted, Mike.
Sorry, just said parting words.
I mean, not to be the ultimate cliche, but I guess what I'm most excited for is I guess something that's yet to be developed, right? I think there's so much going on every day in the NFT space. From a collectibles side, from what David's doing at VeVe with these, incredible AR works, and what Kazim's doing with the fan engagement, to what we're doing with the gaming side. I think there's so many different avenues and how NFTs will end up interacting with all of these,
Thanks,
and
Daniel.
the interoperability of NFTs. Let's say you can buy eventually when VeVe has sports collectibles, potentially having a sport collectible that can be played in in one of our racing games, that could also be engaged with a fan platform like ECOMI. I think the interoperability across different chains, across different platforms, I think that's going to be something that's going to be very special.
Absolutely. And I've got one question from the audience here, David. When Pokemon?
Yes.
Listen, I think these brand owners.
Thanks, Danny.
By the way, we have a whole team work on licensing, and there are thousands of brands out in the world. Most of these brands, they go through a huge list of complexity internally, through legals, through every rough of things. And we are under extreme, very tight NDA with all our brand owners and vendors. We love every brand to be participating in what we do. As we build out technology to be scalable, more stable in every way, more and more, you will see more and more immersed brands that just coming on. We are always constantly talking to dozens of brands, and we have dozens of deals on the works all the time. And I'll be quite honest, right now, I think we were expecting about 25 to 30,000 active users on our platform. And I think we have just a little over 300 or 320,000 active users I saw on our back end. There's a lot of things that we need to do internally to get it right. And we will onboard all these brands slowly as we go. And I know there's a lot of speculations from everywhere from our fans. But yeah, do keep your eye out. We got great news. It's a great project. Not just our project. I think overall, this whole entire NFT space where, even Animoca, Soa, Dapper Labs, another company, all these, we're part of the OG pioneer from the start, and we wear throughout the storm, where brand owners don't even understand NFT or what is non-fungible, even though non-fungible has been around us all the time. Digital artwork's been around for many years, and it's just a new way to tokenize it through the blockchain that give these ownership. So these brands, they are learning. They are adapting. A lot of these are just going through legal route and drafting and understanding still. And so, please do keep an eye out. And thanks for everyone who supported us, because it's been very, very, very tough to get to where we are today. Thanks, man.
Great answer. And it's not a great panel unless you have a little bit of alpha there at the end. So Appreciate that. Well, gentlemen, we're running out of time here. Thank you so much for the great lively conversation. I'm really looking forward to seeing the developments from all of your projects coming in the near future, and I look forward to continuing the conversation offline.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Cheers.
Thanks for having me.
Yo, what did you guys think, man? At the end, man, he said, hang on just a second, guys. What'd you guys think, man? At the end, he was like, win Pokemon, and David smiled and was like, laughed. I don't know, man. I don't know. He didn't say no. So I wasn't for sure. LOL. Crayon video up in a minute. 25, 35 active users, not confirmation I was looking for, David. Yeah, but 25 to 35 active users. Okay, that's active. That means people with pulling out their wallets too and immediately buying out. I mean, you're talking to somebody, me, who's been in the Nightwing drop. We had 5K like active users back then, and even then it was like immediate sellout on the Nightwing. I mean, that was crazy. So I mean, it's insane. It's insane. It's only going to keep growing, and they are just now pushing the marketing. So they just now got to a place where the app is in good shape. So anyways, that's my whole thing on that. I mean, that's a lot of customers, guys. 25 to 35,000. Like if you're just to punch in, let's say 30K, and you're selling out like $1 million, like a drop, like per week, like that's insane, man. And then they're going to start doing multiple drops. That's crazy. Pokemon not confirmed, not confirmed. He winked when he said Pokemon. I think it was cool that they left off on ECOMI Pokemon vibes. I agree, man. That was really cool. Thanks for the stream, bro. Appreciate it, Mr. Anomalous. Appreciate you. Thanks for all the subs, by the way, guys. Thanks for all the super chat subs. NFT prices, good way to wrap it up. Yes, for sure. VeVe doesn't need Pokemon to be hugely successful. They do not. I agree. They do not need Pokemon to be hugely successful because they have tons of brands. But like David said, hey, we're open to it, baby. We're open to it. All right. But we might as well create. We might as well try to attract Pokemon anyways, right? In the process. Every month I am even more bullish for sure. Zig says. All right, guys. We still have 162 people on here. Like, what do we do? Like, where do we go from here? Like, we just like, you know what I mean? Oh my gosh, I could keep going all day with you guys because I love you guys, man. But I got to go, man. I got to go. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We definitely need like a metaverse, right? Like we were in Decentraland at the beginning of the stream. That'd be so cool to all be in there at the same time. I know everybody's got work and stuff though, but it's all good. But that would be fun. Hashtag VeVeverse though, right? I am keeping the channel looking for a win. That's hilarious. Chicken India, so we need to make sure we don't leak. Buy back this month. Pokemon will take us to the Mars. Yeah, I feel like sometimes when we do leak, we kind of shoot ourselves in the foot a little bit. Although I looked at that guy's Instagram with the whole Simpsons thing, and that guy he deleted the post, he deleted it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe he is coming. Maybe we don't know. Maybe they attracted him. Maybe he will be coming to VeVe now that he sees Ron English. You know what I'm saying? Like Demon, you're welcome. You're welcome. See, brother, good stream. Raid Pokemon stream. For sure, man. I don't know. Is there anybody else streaming right now? I don't see anybody else. I think yo, I didn't know, but okay, cool. All right, yeah, no. All right, well, guys, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, love, VeVe, guys, and as always, be like an NFT. Be authentic, baby. Yeah, Pokemon is here, but it's like this. It's still the rollout. Pokemon won't come until they reach a certain number. It's like NBA Top Shots. They have Kobe, MJ, but not going to drop it yet. Right. That's pretty smart, man. I agree. I think it has to be like what number would you say? Like they plan on pushing over about 1 million users plus by the end of this year. I think it would be smart if they let me mute these guys. I think it would be smart to we'll just go to this channel to do a few million, right? Like several million. I think in between like 5 million. Maybe that's too much. Maybe not. Anyways. All right, guys. Well, that's all I got, and I got to get back to work. Hashtag VeVe, hashtag ECOMI, hashtag OMI, hashtag hit the sub button and bell for more notifications. And I'll see you guys in the next one.